Hello dancers, and welcome to day 7 of our Corona Quarantine daily vlog. Teacher Joel here, today talking about foot care. Thank you very much, Victoria, for sending in your question about how do we keep our feet from becoming injured, specifically as dancers. And it is true that us dancers, we use our feet on a daily basis, and not just like normal life, but we really pound our feet, whether it's pushing, pulling, scraping the floor, twisting, whatever it is. So it's important that we dancers take extra care of our feet. Now, foot care covers a wide range of categories. Just a few of them would be just awareness of how to use your feet. So that would be foot technique, strengthening, support, flexibility, and release. And today what we're going to talk about is release. Now, specifically, what we're looking to do is to be able to release the tension that's happening within the muscle fibers, within the tendons and ligaments in the foot, as well as the fascia that hold everything together. Now, let's talk about different parts of the feet that I'd like to target. If we look at the foot, there's my foot, in 3 different columns, starting from the toes going to the heel. We have our middle column, we'll have our outside edge column, and we'll have our inside edge column, or where the arch is. And more specifically, I'd like you to just generally think about 9 different points. So the first point will be just right here, right at the base of the ball of foot, and it's not really on the knuckles at the bottom there, but just below or towards the heel. So that would be point number 1. We're going to go right towards the middle of the foot there for point number 2, and then go towards the heel, not specifically on the heel, but just towards the heel as point number 3. So we've got 1, 2, 3. And what we're going to do is we're going to generally follow those 3 points on the outside edge. Now notice that these joints do curve a little bit, so we're going to follow that curvature and just get right underneath that first joint right here, and then the second one right there, and the third one over there. So we have 1, 2, 3 in the middle, 4, 5, 6 on the outside, and we'll do the inside as well. Right here, right underneath the big toe first joint, and then the second one right here, right in the middle of the arch, we'll say, and then the third one just before we get again to the heel, but on the inside edge. Now, those 9 points are what the points that I like to target and when we do some release. Now, how do we do this release? We're going to use 3 different things that we hopefully have around our house, or at least 2 different things, and maybe one that you can go out and purchase as well. The first thing that I'd like to talk about is this Yamuna foot waker. Now, Claire and I have these for quite a long time, and we have 2 of these, and they kind of sit around the house, whether it's in the bathroom when we're brushing our teeth, or at the sink when we're doing the dishes or preparing food. These are wonderful things, and I'll have information on how to purchase them in the description below, and you can get them on Amazon. So if I just show this to you first, what I like to do is we're going to place the Yamuna foot waker on the floor, but I'm going to target now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Those 9 different spots with the waker. I'm going to do the same thing with a tennis ball. Now this is a semi-soft tennis ball. It's kind of old, but it kind of works a little bit. Now we'll do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And finally, we've got this guy. It's actually a golf ball, but we've wrapped it around in elastic bands, especially those elastic bands that come that hold the broccoli stalks together. And the reason why we have it all wrapped up, and you'll see when I demonstrate this, is that when we start to now step onto the golf balls, because they're so slippery, it's very easy to have them slip across the floor and us trip on them. So these rubber bands just give us a little bit more grip. So let's get ourselves started, and I'll just show you quickly how we would do this with the foot waker. I'll place the foot waker down on the ground here. Hopefully we can still see that. There we go. I'm going to take, again, point number 1, so that is in the middle of my foot, right below the ball of foot, and I'm just going to press gently, and I'm going to hold it there for about 5 to 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to move to point number 2. Place some weight there, do it again for another 10 seconds, 3, and then continue 4, so there's again my outside edge, 5, still the outside edge, 6, the outside edge, and then going on to the inside, 7, 8, and 9. Yeah, I'm going to demonstrate that with the tennis ball. Place it down here. Again, from the middle of the foot, right underneath. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to go now again to the outside edge. 4, 5, 6. And then inside edge, 7, 8, 9. Again, I will do those for about 5 to 10 seconds in each point. And I'm going to demonstrate this with the golf ball, which is by far the most excruciating, but also it does get really deep into the foot. So again, there's 1, 2, 3. Already I'm putting so little pressure and it's already 4, 5, 6. There it is. And then 7, 8, 9. There we go. Now, one of the things that you notice is that I'm not rolling my foot on any of these. The foot waker doesn't really allow us to roll, but sometimes you'll see people using tennis balls or lacrosse balls, and they roll themselves. And specifically what I've heard from podiatrists and people online is that specifically for the foot, it's better just to put pressure and allow that pressure just to release what's happening there. If we start rolling, especially with a lot of pressure that we put in, it can actually have an adverse reaction within the foot, and then the musculature starts to contract. So with that in mind, please keep in mind that all of this release, again, will be done very lightly at the beginning. Once you get used to it and your foot gets used to it and your pain tolerance gets used to it, then you can do it a lot more. One other little tip that I'd like you to think about, I'm just going to use my hand to show a little bit more specifically, is that a lot of times the toes will end up being really crunched together. And especially when you start to put pressure in the foot, especially in the middle of the foot, the toes will want to cramp and kind of collapse down due to the pressure that's happening at the bottom of the foot. What I'd like you to try to do is, once you've gotten used to the pressure, try to now pick up and open up the foot as you do that. And it just helps to also release a little bit more of the tension in this across plane, and be able to open up and widen the foot a little bit and let it breathe just a bit. I'm just going to demonstrate that. Hopefully you can see it in the camera angle here. So here, as I place down, you can see how my toes naturally close down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to open them up. Hopefully you can see that they're a little bit more spread. They open up and spread, and that just gives it a little bit more of a release. Like I said, you can follow the link for one of these guys in the description below. Get Amazon to deliver it to you. And I believe that's it for now. Thanks very much again for coming in and watching my videos. I hope that you guys are enjoying, at least making the best out of your time at home and staying productive and healthy. Next week, we're going to start getting to more detail about ballroom technique, but please feel free to email us if you got our email address, or put your questions and comments in the comments below. That's it for now. Teacher Joel saying, stay healthy. See you later.